Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I guess we'll have TikTok for a little bit longer, so I figured we could continue with our story of the Scarlet Pimpernel, one of my absolute favorite books. If you can recall from the last time we checked in, we left our heroes on the coast of France. Sir Percy Blakeney, aka the Scarlet Pimpernel, was on his way to Paris to save some more people from the guillotine. Chauvelin is close on his heels, and Marguerite is close on Chauvelin's heels. Percy had just recently escaped Chauvelin by putting pepper in his snuff box and causing Chauvelin to sneeze profusely. But now they are once again on their way. Chauvelin has picked up a Jewish man who says he can help with a horse and a cart to help them catch up to Sir Percy. And so that's where we're at. Chauvelin, the Jewish man, and Chauvelin's henchman, Degas, has just left the pub that they were hanging out in. So we are checking in again with Marguerite. Never for a moment did Marguerite Blakeney hesitate. The last sounds outside the Chat Gris had died away in the night. She had heard Degas giving orders to his men, and then starting off toward the fort to get a reinforcement of 12 more men. 6 were not thought sufficient to capture the cunning Englishman, whose resourceful brain was even more dangerous than his valor and his strength. Then a few minutes later, she heard the Jew's husky voice again, evidently shouting to his nag, then the rumble of wheels and the noise of a rickety cart bumping over the rough road. Inside the inn, everything was still. Brogard and his wife, terrified of Chauvelin, had given no sign of life. They hoped to be forgotten, and at any rate to remain unperceived. Marguerite could not even hear their usual volleys of muttered oaths. She waited a moment or two longer, then she quietly slipped down the broken stairs, wrapped her dark cloak closely around her, and slipped out of the inn. The night was fairly dark, sufficiently so at any rate to hide her dark figure from view, whilst her keen ears kept count of the sound of the cart going on ahead. She hoped, by keeping well within the shadow of the ditches which lined the road, that she would not be seen by Degas' men when they approached, or by the patrols, which she concluded were still on duty. Thus she started to do this, the last stage of her weary journey, alone, at night, and on foot.